From now,
Yeah.
we'll be having classes on 23rd and 24th as usual, is it? Or is it
On the
different
day of
classes?
Uber Tech, is it? You're
On
asking
the day of
me.
Ubertech, we'll be participating in the inaugural function, but I understand for the first 1 hour. But will the remaining classes go on as usual, or how
I
is it
am
going to
now.
happen?
I'm not sure, Anirudh, regarding how it happens. Let me check up and let you know. Hmm?
Okay, thank you.
Because I think EC people didn't have it. Let me check up. Let me not come to conclusions. Fine. Right. So we were working out a problem, right? Um, how many are there? Some message. Okay. 27. Right. Let's do this problem. I want all of you to do it along with me, not just see what's happening. You do it along with me. So, do you remember what was naive Bayes algorithm all about, or what is the purpose of naive Bayes algorithm? Hmm? Nobody remembers. As such, I don't get any response also. Hmm? So, online. Okay, okay, Yashwanti, go ahead. Right, thank you. Oh, sorry, fine. So, this naive Bayes algorithm, what is the sole objective of our naive Bayesian algorithm? Hmm? Classification, right? Yeah, classification. Classification, a classification algorithm that works on the principle of your Bayes theorem. Okay, so I mean, uh, all these algorithms, naive Bayes algorithm and Bayesian belief network. Okay, so all these algorithms will classify. These are all algorithms which will classify the data sets whose features are independent of the each feature, and it's assumed to be given equal weightage. Okay, that's why we call independence, conditional independence. Okay, and it's quite fast also, these algorithms, naive Bayes algorithm and Bayesian belief network. So Bayesian belief network, we are not taking it up as a part of your syllabus. You have naive Bayes algorithm. Okay, so this algorithm will consider all the features to be independent of each other, even though they are individually dependent on the classified object. Okay, so each of these features, it will contribute a probability value independently during the classification process. Okay, so that's the reason why we call it as naive Bayes. Naive, the word naive is coming into picture. Okay, so what is the procedure involved in this naive Bayes algorithm? I had given the algorithmic procedure, right? Hmm, Where first you're supposed to compute the uh, prior probability for the target class. Then you compute the frequency matrix and the likelihood probability for each of these class. Then use the Bayes theorem to calculate the posterior probability. And then the maximum among them would be used to classify the test object to the hypothesis with the highest probability. Okay, so that's the steps involved. Okay, so this was the problem I had shown 2 days back, but then we didn't solve this particular problem. Okay, so now let's try to work out this problem. Assess the student's performance using the naive Bayes algorithm with the data set provided in the table. Okay, so the data set is being provided to you. Okay, you can see the data set being given here for you. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to predict whether a student will get a job offer or not in his final year of course. Okay, in his final year of course. Okay, so what are the features given to you? So based on the CGPA, interactiveness, practical knowledge, and communication skills, we have to decide whether the person will get a job offer as yes or no. Okay, I hope the problem is understood to you. These are the attributes or features available to you. One is CGPA, second is interactiveness, third is practical knowledge, and fourth is communication skills. Okay, so your target variable is nothing but your job offer. So this is your target variable. Okay, right. So keep a snapshot with you of this particular slide or put it in your WhatsApp group or something. for everybody's, because as I change, then it will be difficult for you to count the number of instances or quickly note down in your notebooks. Can you do one of this? Can somebody take a snapshot and put it in your WhatsApp group, or somebody should take the initiative for it? Anirudh, can you do it?
So just a second. Could you
Yeah.
please pause the change this same slide?
Yeah.
And I'll share it in the group.
Okay, fine. Right. Okay. So you can see here the training data set is having 10 data instances. Okay. So 10 data instances in the sense 10 records. Okay. With all these attributes. Okay. So first, what is the first step? The first step will be to compute the prior probability of the target class. Okay. So you need to compute the prior probability of the target class. What is the target class here? Job offer. Okay. So compute. Can you do that? Compute the target prior probability of the target class. Step 1, compute prior probability of target class. What is the target class? Job offer is a target class. Okay. So the target feature, I mean your target class, job offer, it's having two classes. What are the two classes available here? One is yes and one is no. Okay. So basically, since only two classes are involved, let me tell that it's a binary classification problem. Okay. So you need to classify whether the job offer is equal to yes, or job offer is equal to no, a binary classification problem. Okay. So from this training data set, you just see how many number of instances are there with job offer is equal to yes, and how many instances are there with job offer is equal to no. How many are there? Yes, I think already I have written here 7 instances are yes out of 10, and 3 instances are no out of 10. Okay. Fine. So that's a prior probability. Okay. So how you do it? You divide the number of instances belonging to that particular class. Okay. Divided by the total number of instances. If it is yes, how many instances are there belonging to yes? You find out 7, and total is 10. Okay. So we have found out that. Okay. So next, what do we do next? Next, you have to let's have something called like a frequency matrix. Okay. So frequency matrix, you can prepare a frequency matrix. Job offer classes. Okay. Job offer classes. What are the two job offer classes? One is yes and another one is no. Okay. So how many number of instances? Number of instances, just the information being put in the form of a table for better clarity. Okay. So this, let's say this is the probability value. Probability value. Okay. How many instances of yes are there? 7. Okay. How many instances of no are there? 3. Okay. So put it in a form of a table. Job probability of job offer is equal to yes, is equal to 7 by 10. Same way you write probability of job offer equal to no is equal to 3 by 10. Okay. So now, okay, so now you have to compute we have done that for the target class. Okay, we have computed. So now what is the next step? Step 2. Step 1 we have done. Okay, so we have computed the frequency matrix and the prior probability for the job offer. So after that, you will have to, what is the next step telling you? You have to compute the frequency matrix and likelihood probability for each of the features. How many features are there? You have 4 features. You have CGPA, you have interactiveness, you have practical knowledge, you have communication skills. Okay, so you need to compute the frequency matrix and the likelihood probability for each of the features. So you start with the first feature called CGPA. Okay, you start with the first feature called CGPA. Can you do that? CGPA. Let's start with the first feature called CGPA. Okay, so what will be the, let's first create the frequency matrix for CGPA. Okay, so when you say CGPA, what are the different classes for CGPA? CGPA with job offer is equal to yes. CGPA with job offer is equal to no. Okay, so what are the different classes of CGPA available to you? One is greater than or equal to 9, another class is greater than or equal to 8, then less than 8. Only these, right? Yes, these are the classes available. Okay, so let me put it. Greater than or equal to 9. How many instances are there with yes and no? Then greater than or equal to 8. Okay, then less than 8. Then of course let's have a total column 2. Okay, right. Find greater than or equal to 9. How many job offers yes is there? Can somebody answer quickly? Just count and tell. That's it. Somebody would have put in the WhatsApp group. So based on that, you just tell me. How many are there? Fast, please.
3.
Very good. 3. That's it. Quickly answer. No. No, I think it's only 1, I suppose, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Greater than or equal to 8. How many are there? 3, yeah? Greater than or equal to 8. Not 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. 4 are there. Job offer no is 0. Less than 8 is 0. And job offer no is 1, 2. Okay, so totally here 7 are there and here 3 are there. Okay, so now we have computed this. So next, what you have to compute, this is the frequency matrix. Okay, so frequency matrix for the feature CGPA. This is the frequency matrix. Okay, so next you have to compute the likelihood probability. Go look back to your algorithm, what it says. It says compute the frequency matrix and the likelihood probability for each of the given features. Okay, first step we have already done for job offer. So now we are in this particular step. Okay, so likelihood probability. Okay, so likelihood probability. So what do you mean by this likelihood probability? How likely will the occurrence of that particular evidence be given a set of parameters? Okay, or you can say probability of evidence given the hypothesis. That's what is called the likelihood probability of a particular feature belonging to a class. Okay, so our feature, what we are looking for is CGPA. So we are trying to find out the likelihood probability of CGPA. So CGPA already we have how many classes? 3 classes. Okay, greater than or equal to 9, greater than or equal to 8, less than 8. Okay, then probability of job offer equal to yes. And the same thing can be, even frequency table itself can be modified. So just for completeness sake, at least for one problem, you need to. Okay, so job offer. Okay, so I can put a job P of CGPA greater than or equal to 9 given, I'll write as job offer as JO, job offer is equal to yes. So this, how many were there? 3 out of how many? 3 out of 7, right? Yeah, 3 out of 7. Not this, sorry. But the previous one got deleted. What happened? This one. How did it come here? Okay. 3. So 3. Okay. 3 out of 7. Okay, so that's what 3 out of 7. And then this will be probability of CGPA greater than or equal to 9 given the job offer is equal to n. So that is how many? That is 1 out of 3. Okay, so that is equal to 1 by 3. Okay, similarly, what is this? Can you tell me? Job offer, I mean CGPA greater than or equal to 8 given the job offer equal to yes. How much is it?
4 by 7.
4 by 7, that's it. Please, that's an indication that you're working out. Others too, please. So in this case, it will be 0 by 3. See, 0 by 3. So 0 by 3. Okay, less than 8 is also 0 by 7. Yes, 0 by 7. And this will be 2 by 3. Right? Fine. Okay, so you can see probability of CGPA greater than or equal to 9 given the job offer equal to yes. So that actually denotes the number of instances with CGPA greater than or equal to 9 and job offer equal to yes divided by the total number of instances with job offer is equal to yes. Okay, so that's what you had. This frequency table was initially constructed for the CGPA factor. Okay, so after that we compute, I mean this is the likelihood matrix. Okay, likelihood probability, likelihood probability of CGPA, likelihood probability of CGPA. Okay, fine. So next, what do we do? After this, what do we do? After this, what do we do? Come on, please. Compute the frequency matrix and likelihood probability for each of the given features. We have computed only for CGPA right now. We have computed only for CGPA. Next, what do we need to do? Next, what do we need to do?
Interactiveness.
Interactiveness, please. So compute the frequency matrix for interactiveness. Frequency matrix for interactiveness. Interactiveness. Quickly tell me the values for interactiveness. What are the values for interactiveness? Interactiveness, I think 2 classes. Interactiveness. Interactiveness, how many values are there? I think it's only yes and no. Yes and no. Okay, interactiveness with job offer equal to yes. Interactiveness with job offer equal to no. Okay, interactiveness yes and job offer yes. How many are there? How many are there? 5. Then interactiveness yes and job offer no, it's 1. Same way, interactiveness no and job offer yes is equal to 2. And this one 1 2. Okay, so totally you have 7 and 3, right? Fine, this is the frequency matrix. Okay, so frequency matrix, and after that you compute the what is it, likelihood probability of interactiveness. Likelihood probability of interactiveness. Please do that. I'm making you do that. Likelihood probability of interactiveness. What do I do? The same thing, the interactiveness. Okay, so probability of job offer is equal to yes. Then probability of job offer is equal to no. Okay, so yes and no. Okay, so this is what I will just write for one alone. Probability of interactiveness is equal to yes given job offer is equal to yes. So that is equal to 5 by 7. Okay, So 5 by 7. Similarly, the other quantities. Okay. 2 by 7. And this is also 2 by 3. Okay. So this is what. Okay. So the next is you need to compute for practical knowledge. So for practical knowledge, can you just quickly do and tell me the answers? Practical knowledge. Next feature is practical knowledge. Practical knowledge. So practical knowledge, how many classes are there? I think very good is there. After that, average and good. Very good, average and good. Average, good. Okay, so very good, average and good. For job offer is equal to yes and job offer is equal to no. What are the values? Those who are feeling sleepy, please. How many very good yes is there? 2. Very values are wrong. Please tell me. Average is 1. 2. Good is 4. 1. So what's the total? 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7. 2 plus 1, 3. Okay. Okay. So then similarly compute the likelihood probability of practical knowledge. Okay. Likelihood probability. This will become 2 by 7. This will be 1 by 7. 4 by 7. 0 by 3. 2 by 3. 1 by 3. So this will become the likelihood probability of the practical knowledge. Okay. So now what's the feature pending? Communication skills. Okay. Communication skills. So communication skills, how many classes are there? Entire class is sleeping. First of all, how many have joined? 32 have joined. Okay, so 32 disciplined students are there in class. Fine, let me make a note of who and all are there. Okay, communication skills. Job offer is equal to yes and job offer is equal to no. How many classes are there? Communication skills?
3, ma'am.
3. Very good. 3. Good, moderate, and poor. Good, moderate, and poor. Okay, so job offer is equal to yes for good. It's 4. No is 1. Moderate is 3. 0. Poor is, there are no poor. Okay, 3. 2. So total becomes 7. 3. So when you compute the likelihood probability of communication skills, you have to for exam you prepare one more matrix. Out here I'm just revamping the same one. So this becomes 4 by 7. This is 1 by 3, 3 by 7, 0 by 3, 0 by 7, and 2 by 7. Okay, fine. So now we have computed that. So what is the next step? What is the next step? What does our algorithm tell? So first step is over, second step is also over. Okay, so now use Bayes theorem to calculate the posterior probability, that is probability of all the hypotheses. That is, you need to compute the conditional probability, conditional probability of all the hypotheses. Okay, so now you know what is the what is Bayes theorem, what is the formula for it. Can you give a try? Calculate using Bayes theorem. Calculate the probability of all the hypotheses. Okay, so what is it? So you are given the test data. Okay, so the test data set given to you for checking is, let me put it here, test data set given us, that's equal to CGPA is greater than or equal to 9, comma, interactiveness interactiveness is equal to yes, and practical knowledge is equal to average, comma, communication skills is equal to good. Okay, so you need to apply Bayes theorem. I'm just writing it as BT. Okay, to classify, what should we classify? Whether the given student gets a job offer or not. Gets a job offer or not. Okay, so that's the question given to us. Okay, when CGPA is greater than or equal to 9, interactiveness is yes, practical knowledge is average. Communication skill is good. You need to apply the Bayes theorem to classify whether the given student gets a job offer or not. Okay, so can you give a try? So can you write the appropriate equational structure for this, particular scenario? Job offer is equal to yes, given the test data. What is the test data? CGPA greater than or equal to 9. Job offer is equal to yes. I'm going to try out different cases. Interactiveness is equal to yes. So, okay, let me, if I start writing, I'll show you maybe. Yeah. This we have done. Okay. Yeah, this is a test data given to you. Okay, so we are checking. Okay, so probability of job offer is equal to yes, given the test data is equal to, okay, applying the Bayes theorem. Probability of CGPA greater than or equal to 9 given job offer is equal to yes, into probability of interactiveness is equal to yes, given job offer is equal to yes, probability of practical knowledge is equal to average, given the job offer is equal to yes, and into probability of communication skills is equal to good, given the job offer is equal to yes, into probability of job offer is equal to yes. Okay, this is the numerator part. Okay, if I write it, it might be confusing, so I'm showing it. Okay, divided by the probability of the test data. Okay, so your Bayes theorem. So we can ignore the probability of test data in the denominator. Okay, since it is common for all the cases to be considered. Okay, so you consider the numerator part alone. Okay, so you substitute the appropriate values and compute it. So you will get it as 0.0175. Okay, so this is for the case job offer is equal to yes. Okay, so I'm given a question. I'm given a question now. What was the question given to me? My question is, when you have this particular scenario, whether the person is getting a job or not. Okay, so we are checking in all the 4 cases. Okay, so this is the first case. Okay, so similarly, you have to compute the other case, that is job offer equal to no. Okay, you have to compute the probability in the case job offer equal to no. So in that case also, you write the same way, your Bayes theorem, and then when you substitute the value, you land up with this value. Okay, so this is job offer is equal to yes, this is job offer is equal to no. Okay, so this is the probability. Okay, so now what does our theorem tell you? What does our theorem tell? What does our theorem tell? Okay, so we have done this step now. What did we do? Use the Bayes theorem to calculate the posterior probability. That is of all the hypotheses. Okay, so whatever hypothesis we had, we computed the Bayes theorem. Okay, and calculated the conditional probability for both the cases. Because it is a binary classification problem, we have only two classes, job offer equal to yes and for no. Okay, so for yes we got one value, for no we got one value. Okay, so now what does the last step tell you? Using this map hypothesis, that is maximum a posteriori hypothesis, classify the test object to the hypothesis with the highest probability. This is the important thing. Highest probability. Okay, so what is this hypothesis and other things I had told you in the previous class. I think in one of the classes I had shown you the hypothesis. Okay, what this hypothesis is all about. The maximum of that will give you the will be mapped to that particular class. So let's see in this case. See, wait. Okay, so here, I mean, this is 1 and this is 1. Which is the maximum in this case? Which is the maximum in this case? Not by looking at the answer given down. Which is the maximum here? 0.0175 or 0.0074. Which is the maximum here?
Ma'am.
Huh?
Am I audible?
Yeah, please repeat. Yeah, you're audible. I couldn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry for the interruption and deviating from the subject, but I've been facing some network issues. I couldn't. I missed out what we're telling for the past.
Okay, no problem.
5 minutes.
Can somebody else tell me? I'm just asking which is the maximum among this according to our hypothesis, map hypothesis. We have to map it to the class. Classify the test object to the hypothesis with the highest probability. Yeah, first one. This is the highest because 0.175
greater than the second one.
Greater than the second one. So that is mapped to job offer is equal to yes. Okay, so it has got the highest probability value. Okay, so our test data, whatever was given to us, will be predicted as he is going to get a job offer. So job offer is equal to yes. So our test data was this. This was our test data. We had to find out whether person who has all these things, whether he will get a job offer equal to yes or no. Okay, so for that we computed the various things. We calculated the conditional probabilities for all the hypotheses, and finally from that, which is the having the maximum. Okay, maximum that is considered. So out here it is being mapped to job offer equal to yes. So we conclude that, or we predict that the highest probability where the test data is being classified as job offer equal to yes. Okay, so that's what this problem is all about. Have you understood this or not? That's the next question. This is what is called the naive Bayesian classifier. How do you make a prediction? How do you make a prediction with the test data, whatever is being given for you? Understood or not? At least put a message in the chat window. Yes or no? Nobody understood, huh? Nobody understood. Okay, thank you, Srimati. At least one person has told yes. It's so difficult and to get that sort of a response. Fine. Okay, so now I'll give you another problem. Please work it out. This is very, very, very important for a data scientist who works in the field of ML. Okay, so another problem by the time I will take attendance. Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages. You can see it's used in a lot of practical cases, spam detection and classification. And the only disadvantage is it assumes that all the features are independent and unrelated, so it cannot learn the relationship between two features. Okay, so that cannot be considered here. Okay, so the applications, it's used in credit scoring, medical data classification, real-time predictions, spam filtering, sentiment analysis, and number of practical applications. Naive Bayesian classifier is being used. Okay, so now I'll give you another problem. Okay, so this is the problem given to you. Okay, so I'm given age, I'm given income, I'm given whether he's a student or not. The credit rating is there. So based on this, we decide whether the student is going to buy a computer or not. Okay, buys computer is equal to yes and no. This is also a binary classification problem. Okay, so this is a test data given to you. Test data. What is the test data given to you? Age is less than 30. Income is medium. He's a student. Credit rating is fair. Whether he will buy a computer or not. What is buys computer? Okay, so that is the problem given to you. But that's a problem given to you. So by the time I taking attendance, so please work out this problem. So this is very, very important, not just for data mining. Even in future, you will be learning machine learning and other things. Machine learning, AI, all those things will be coming up. So everywhere this plays a very important role. Okay, so please work it out. Not just from the subject point of view, got a lot of practical applications too. Future, when you learn machine learning, artificial intelligence, everywhere naive Bayesian classifier, classification techniques come into picture. So please work it out. Have you understood the problem? All these features are given to you. A binary classification problem where you have to decide for this particular test data whether the student is going to buy a computer or not. Okay, so videos, okay. Okay. Right, so answer your attendance. Anirudh?
Present, ma'am. Present.
Okay, noted. Dharani?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Ramharini?
Present, ma'am.
Kalyan Sundar?
Present, ma'am.
Kalyan Sundar is present. Aravind? Aravind? No response. Sharan Varghese? Sharan Varghese is busy with Uber Tech, is it? Shakti Priya?
Present, ma'am.
Nishok?
Present, ma'am.
Shreya?
Present, ma'am.
Suveda? 30. Suveda, no response. Vishal Bashim? 33, no response. Srimati, 35. 37, Kamini Nityashri?
Yes, ma'am.
Pranav Ram? 41, Pranav is also absent. 46, Srimati S.
Present, ma'am.
49, Raja Singh. 50, Pooja.
Present, ma'am.
Pooja is present. 54, Lavanya.
Present, ma'am.
Nityashri.
Present, ma'am.
Sriram.
Present, ma'am.
Likita, 27. Likita is not there. Satyamohan.
Present, ma'am.
Sharan, yes, Sharan.
Present, ma'am.
Aviral Patel. 67, absent. Hemavartini. Ajay.
Ajay, present, ma'am.
Ajay is present. Akshata Saha. No. Karthik Balaji.
Present, ma'am.
Karthik Balaji is present. Santosh Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Anand Arun. Regular class itself he doesn't come. Where he will come for a special class. Okay. Rahul P.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Suhasini Srikanth. Okay. Not there. Apurva Ravichandran.
Present, ma'am.
Vithun.
Present, ma'am.
Adityan.
Present, ma'am.
Who's that? And put in the chat window. I should see. Ramcharan. Ramcharan. Okay. Ramcharan is 122. Oh, I didn't reach till there. Yeah, 120. Adityan is there, right? Okay. 121. Selvaniklesh. Rep is absent today. Okay. 122 is present. What is this? Likita present. 27. Okay, Likita. Noted. Fine. 123. Achinta Murari.
Present, ma'am.
Santosh Kumar.
Present, ma'am.
Pavitra Shri.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Praveen, 149.
149%.
Okay. Rakesh, I was expecting him to be here present for one person. So it turned out to be true. So my prediction was correct. Rakesh will not be there. Okay. Nityashri Narasimhan,
Present, ma'am.
Nisho Katiraven, Abel Prashant, Abel Preetika, 28, Preetika, 40, Kevin Kurian Joseph, entire C-section bunked. Okay,
Ma'am,
28.
Pritika,
Preetika is there. Preetika is there. Noted. Noted. Preetika. 40. Kevin is absent. Hiten. Hiten must be OD. Okay. Adya. Jevora.
Yes, ma'am.
Jevora is present, right? Kishore.
Present, ma'am.
53, 57 is present. Okay. Sridevi. Sridevi not there. Yash Rai. No, noted. Noted. Jayesh Kumar.
Present, ma'am.
Anybody who has missed the attendance? So these sort of things will make a difference when it comes to your assignments and other marks. So attending special class and other things. Because I didn't want to waste 1 hour. Doing this problem in the regular class. That's the reason why I took the trouble in taking a special class. Okay, so has anyone predicted whether this person will buy a computer or not? Whether this person will buy a computer or not. Age group is less than 30, income is medium, student is, he's a student with the credit rating fair, whether he will buy computer or not.
Ma'am, he's not a student with but with a credit rating of excellent, and then yeah.
Nice. Okay. So if you work it out, you should be getting, yes, he buys a computer. See, all the calculations without all the matrices done in a very simple manner. I have done it very detailedly in the previous problem. So for you to understand what basically happens, okay, computing the prior probability of the target class, then frequency matrix, then computing the likelihood probability, then finally computing the way using base. That is, for each and every feature, you compute the frequency matrix and likelihood probability, and then you go ahead computing the Bayes theorem for all the hypotheses, then see which is the maximum or the one with the maximum probability. So that will be assigned to that particular class. So out here, our prediction is this particular person, that is the one who's having age less than 30, income is medium, he's a student, means he with a credit rating fair, he will buy a computer. Okay, so these sort of problems are important. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll continue in the next class. Okay, so beyond this, we had started with the evaluation of classifiers. Evaluation of classifiers with two metrics we had discussed. I think we had discussed about holdout, and one more evaluation metrics we had discussed. What was that? I myself forgot. We had discussed about the evaluation metrics for evaluating the accuracy of a classifier. What were the two things that we discussed? One was holdout. Second was, does anyone remember? Validation, right? Cross validation, and I think I stopped at the place where we had to discuss about stratified validation, how that has to be done. Okay, so that will take up in the regular class. If you have a doubt associated with this, you can ask me. Any doubts? At least tell no doubts. Anybody has any doubt? Sriram, any doubt?
No.
Okay, thank you, Sriram. Fine. So assuming there are no doubts and other things, so can we wind up our class for today?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
Rakesh chat box, ma'am.
Oh. He came for attendance, huh? Rakesh? As usual, he will come. What, Rakesh? Today, what story do you have to tell?
Today I was in only, ma'am. Had
Then
network
what?
issues.
So you
Reconnecting,
couldn't.
ma'am.
Oh, okay. Which part of the country you are? Every time we are having a network issue.
Ma'am, same country, ma'am.
Same country. No, which part of the country I'm asking? In India, which state are you there? With so much of network